Hey, everybody. Happy Halloween. Happy Friday. See who we got here. Oh, I hear myself in the background. Must be somebody watching my live here. Hey, Barb's Country Home. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, Lisa Colovi. Also, my friend. Good to see you. Hello, Brooke Cowgirl. Gwen. Good to see you, my friend. How's everybody doing? Everybody have a fun Halloween? We don't get trick-or-treaters here. So I was no trick-or-treaters here. Lisa's doing. I bet you had a fun day in your life today, with the exception of the weather, that is. Crazy. Gwen says we don't get them either. Yeah, they do town here. They do the merchant trick or treat, and then they go to the, the neighborhood streets versus us here. So, what is that? I really should look in the mirror before I get on here, I tell you. So, I thought it would be fun to talk about some Halloween fun facts tonight. What do you guys think about that? Let's see here. You get to eat the candy yourself, so it's a win. Yeah, if I bought some, yeah. We did have an amazing carrot cake that a friend of ours made because Ryan had helped them fix brakes on the truck. So that was good. We finished that today. It's kind of like, or last night, I should say. So good. Homemade carrot cake to die for. Gwen says church had pizza and candy and a hayride to certain places in town, then to the other church for fall festival. How fun! That sounds like fun. Does your grandson go out trick-or-treating, or is he too old now for that? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, carrot cake is amazing. Lisa, this lady's carrot cake, I don't know what she does to it, but oh my gosh. So good. So good. But it is cold. Cold, cold, cold. Water heater, cold. That's how cold it is. Of course, then we'll rise up and we won't need the water heaters, but I decided that the ice was like 2 inches thick. I'd had enough of that. So the past few nights, last night we were down, gosh, we were in the 20s or the teens past couple of nights. So we will see. I think we're like in the 20s right now, and that's a bit crazy. But then we'll go up. Tomorrow will be, today was a cold, cold day. Yesterday too. But then we'll go back to, back to the whiplash temps. Will be 52 tomorrow and then in the 40s for tomorrow night. So pretty usual for the whiplash stuff here. Yeah, he probably would if he was here, but he's still at the deer lease. Good for him. Good for him. That's exciting. Hey, Barb, good to see you. So yeah, so let's talk about some. I know some people are not into Halloween for faith reasons and all that stuff, and I respect that, but I am going to celebrate it because I do. I like it. So Amanda's truck said 37 this morning. Brr, that's cold for you guys. Eek. How long is the cold front in town for you, Gwen? Barb said it's chilly too. How long is it in town for you, Barb? Because you guys are down in the warm spots. I saw Halbert Farm was posting that it was cold down there. They're in the Fort Worth area. I do too, Barb. We're going to talk about some fun facts about Halloween. So here's fun fact number 1. Of course, I get this from online, so we're going to hope it's correct. Not sure, just enjoying it. Gwen said she's enjoying it because they're used to that heat. Okay, so number 1, Illinois grows the most pumpkins in the country. The pumpkin producing prize goes to Illinois. The Midwestern state produced 630 million pounds of pumpkins just in 2022. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. And I saw this one around too, and I thought it was interesting. Lisa said I'm cold just listening to those temps. Husband hunting was once a Halloween tradition. What? Valentine's Day, who? Back in the 18th century, Halloween was about tricks in more ways than one. At this time, people took to many peculiar methods to rewrite their real-life Halloween horror story, being single in the fall. These tactful techniques included lighting candles in front of a mirror in a dark room to conjure up it says the fact, I think it means the face of a future lover, and even tossing apple peels over their shoulders to form an initial upon landing. Barb says I need to go husband shopping. Poor John. Oh Lord, no thanks, don't want a husband found on Halloween. Yeah, that was a little weird. The treats in trick or treating were once on hiatus. Halloween wasn't always so sweet. During World War II, American sugar imports were rationed, limiting how much Halloween candy could be made. Thankfully for those with a sweet tooth, candy companies quickly caught up to their regularly scheduled candy producing levels to keep up with the demand and make up for lost time. I want you to remember that one when I go to the other list, okay? That American sugar imports were rationed, limiting how much Halloween candy could be made. The next one is a full moon brightens the sky once every 19 Halloweens. Apparently, I've seen a bunch of full moons brighten the sky on Halloween because I'm old. All right, so this one says, let me just put this here because I'm trying to do it so I can read it. Oh, stupid ads. Okay. Oh man, big ad. Okay. You can string up cobweb skeletons and gauzy ghosts, but you can't recreate the eerie glow of a full moon on Halloween. Luckily, you don't have to, at least for one night in 19 years, which is how often a full moon looms on the spookiest night of the year. Hi, Annette. Good to see you. Get snacks. Before there was candy corn, there was chicken feed. The quintessential Halloween treat, which I don't care for, was once known as a different type of farm food. When George Renninger invented the tricolored candy in the 1800s, he marketed it as chicken feed before it was quickly renamed candy corn following World War I. Chicken feet or feed? Chicken feed. All right, and I'm trying to read this, but the stupid ads keep coming up. What's the number one song that topped the Billboard charts, which is a staple on Halloween? It reached number one on the charts. Come on, you guys, you know this. I want you guys to say it. What was the name of that Halloween song? Barb's got it. Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. I was telling Ryan today, I used to have the actual LP. I had the album for that one. Thanks, Lisa Clovey. Harry Houdini died on Halloween. Kind of crazy when you remember that he was a very famous magician and illusionist, while his death was reported to be caused by health complications. There are some other mysterious claims on the matter. I'm going to get through I'm not happy with this list. I like the other one I found, but I thought this was pretty cool. What percentage of Americans plan to make jack-o'-lanterns in 2023? What percentage of Americans plan to make jack-o'-lanterns in 2023? I want to know what percent you guys say. Yes, Lisa, LPs are very sought after. I should have never probably yard saled it. But I don't even know what happened to it. So, what percentage of Americans plan to make jack-o'-lanterns in 2023? Okay, so Net says 66%. Barb said, this is fun because I'm home alone, 50%. Gwen says 35%. Actually, it was 46%. And that means 154 million Americans plan to carve up pumpkins in 2023. That number was up from 44% from 2022. Pretty cool stuff. This one, I had no idea. There's a statue of Jason Voorhees. Do you know who Jason Voorhees was? Yeah, that's a lot of pumpkin. No kidding. And the sad part is a lot of them end up in the landfill when they could end up at our farm. So just a little plug there if you want to drop pumpkins off. Oh, I just knocked a pile of stuff over. Whoops. Jason Voorhees. Think of the movies for Halloween. Remember that movie? Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, the guy with the hockey mask. The statue of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th is at the bottom of a lake in Crosby, Minnesota. Diver Doug Klein built the statue and tethered it to the bottom of the water-filled Louise mine pit in 2013. Since then, it's become a popular underwater attraction for other divers. I will text you over a pumpkin. Thank you, Jason, in whatever movie it was. Yes, perfect. I'm assuming you didn't mean perfect that I knocked everything off the side of my messy craft table. It's all over the floor. I got to pick something up. Hold on. I have a cast iron pan for a project I haven't made yet. You can't see it, but it's like, oh yeah, there you go. It's a little piggy. I got to paint on there. Oh, let's see here. There we go. Okay. We're back in business now. I digress. Let's see. New York is home to the world's largest Halloween parade. And I know Lisa Clovey's going to know this one. I know she is. Just going to put this back up here. Oh. Where is the world's largest Halloween parade held in New York every year? Anybody want to hazard a guess? I have been to it many times when I was younger. It was always a wild time, too. Yep, it's New York City. It is in Greenwich Village, and it brings out Fifth Avenue or Avenue Square. Hell, I don't know. Hopefully not Times Square. It is in Greenwich Village. And to keep it family friendly, it brings out a lot of spectatorship or things or people to watch. Let's put it that way. It's a wild time. Even when I was younger, it was crazy wild. The word witch comes from the Old English, I don't know how to pronounce this, W-I-C-C-E, Okay, let me just see here. The word witch comes from the Old English. I think it means Wiccan, but it's not saying Wiccan there, meaning wise woman. Taking it a notch further, Wiccan were actually thought of in a positive light, with their opinions being highly respected. Witchy? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I never saw that before. I know Wiccan, but I've never seen that before. Also, there was something about witches. Oh, what was it? Witches were often women and people wanted their property. They were widows or something like that. The world's heaviest jack-o'-lantern weighed 2,684 pounds and 2 ounces. That's a big one. Annette says that's why everyone likes me. She's a witchy wise woman. In Ireland, where Halloween originated, people celebrate by setting off fireworks. I didn't know that. That's cool. I beg to differ on this one, but in the past, yes, absolutely. Americans spend more than $100 on Halloween. 108.24 Halloween related items, costumes, candy, and decorations. I did not spend that, but I do love Halloween decorations. In Germany, so bad. I'm so bad. This just made me laugh. Yeah, Gwen's like, not here. In Germany, it's tradition for people to hide their knives on Halloween night. The goal is to prevent returning spirits from getting injured. Either that or they've got some feisty people in the house with them. People originally carved turnips instead of pumpkins. Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't around for that. Jack-o'-lanterns are believed to have originated in Ireland in the 19th century, but they actually carved turnips instead of pumpkins at that time. Gwen's Lisa Chloe says hiding them from Dexter. Yeah, exactly. And Gwen said, glad I'm not in Germany. I'd forget where I hid them. Well, you know, Gwen, your husband would just put them in a different place and you'd never be able to find them, right? Americans used to celebrate the holiday by sending Halloween cards. In the early 1900s, before the telephone was invented, Halloween cards were about as popular as Christmas cards. That's funny. Okay, Stephen Clark holds the record for the world's fastest pumpkin carving time. How many seconds do you think it took him to do it? The record for the world's fastest pumpkin carving time. So while you guys type that in, I'm going to pick stuff up off the floor real quick. Because I knocked a few things over that shouldn't have been knocked over. So I want to pick them up. So Annette's got 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Do I hear anything else? Oops. Gosh, I knocked books over and everything. Guess what I'll be doing tomorrow? I know cards are so expensive. I've stopped with cards. I've stopped with gifts and cards. Just bad. Okay, so far we have 15 seconds for Annette, 15 seconds for Gwen, 1 minute for Barb. The answer is he did it all under 16.47 seconds to carve a pumpkin. I could probably do that, but it would require a drill. Pretty cool stuff. There's a reason why black and orange are associated with Halloween. Orange signals the harvest of autumn, while black is a symbol of darkness and acts as a reminder that Halloween once was a festival that marked the boundaries between life and death. Of course, I don't know if all this is true. It's on the internet. It must be true, right? It has to be. Let's see. Oh, the ads are brutal. Scarecrows symbolize the ancient agricultural roots of the holiday. Greek farmers created the first scarecrows that look like people to protect their crops. Crows being the primary culprit is how the name originated. Pumpkins are classified as a fruit, not as a vegetable. Anything that originates from the likes of a flower is technically a fruit. Okay, I'm going to leave that one off. What were jack-o'-lanterns inspired by? Do you guys know? I'm curious. What were jack-o'-lanterns inspired by? Do 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 do. Toothless something. And Barb said death. Do I have any other takers? Oh no, now there's a big ad. This is ridiculous. Oh, okay, there we go. According to the History Channel, the name jack-o'-lantern is rooted in an Irish folktale about a man named Stingy Jack who fooled the devil. Barb's Country Home said Charlie Brown. An Irish folktale about a man named Stingy Jack who fooled the devil and in turn was forced to walk the earth with only a burning coal in a hollowed turnip to light his way. The Irish began to call him Jack of the Lantern and then just Jack-o'-lantern. Very cool. I want to, for the next one, I want to be able to show you a pic. I have them. I don't think they're on phones because remember this generation, we know real photographs and we know phones. So I don't have a phone pic. I think what I have is, oh, sorry about that. Wrong button. I have real photographs of this one. What is with the turnips? Yeah, no kidding. Okay. The most lit jack-o'-lanterns on display is 30,581. What city and state in the United States holds the Guinness World Record for the most lit jack-o'-lanterns on display? I want to know if you guys know, and I'm going to look up a picture real quick because I have been there and it was really, really cool. I'm Googling it. Hold on. Okay, so Gwen says Chicago, Illinois. Annette says Salem, so Salem, Massachusetts. Barb says California or San Francisco. It's actually Keene, New Hampshire. Keene, New Hampshire holds a Guinness World Record for the most lit jack-o'-lanterns displayed with 30,581 on October 19th, 2013. The record was set during the annual Keene Pumpkin Festival. Excuse me. Blah, 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 blah. So if they do this event every year, and it is super, super cool. How's that? Can you see there you go. It is the coolest thing ever. There are pumpkins everywhere, jack-o'-lanterns, but they had that whole big display. It was the coolest thing ever. Let me go back to the other one. Okay, so this one thing, when I looked at a couple lists, well, this is a little different. So I was looking at two different lists for tonight, and one said trick-or-treating has existed since medieval times, right? Now, remember earlier I said the World War II one where they said sugar was rationed and all that. Another one I found said something different, and I'll get to that later. But this one says it existed since medieval times. Trick-or-treating was inspired by the medieval English tradition of souling, like you have a soul, bless your soul, souling, which involved children going door to door on All Souls Day, offering prayers for residents' deceased loved ones in exchange for food. Then it said trick-or-treating was also inspired by a tradition called mumming, like a mummy, mumming. In the Middle Ages, people began practicing a tradition known as mumming, in which they dressed up as ghosts and demons and went door to door performing songs and scenes from plays in exchange for food or drink. This custom is believed to be an antecedent of trick-or-treating, according to the History Channel. So this list says candy wasn't given out. That's sad. I'll pray for your loved one if you feed me. Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of weird, kind of bizarre, if you ask me. I had to sing for candy at some places when I was young. Oh boy. I sang to a friend of mine on a voicemail yesterday, and she texted me back and told me not to quit my day job. I sang happy birthday to her. Oh boy. Candy wasn't given out to trick-or-treaters until the 1950s. Halloween simply wouldn't be the same without those fun and king-size candy bars to sweeten the day. But there was a time when trick-or-treaters didn't receive candy at all, but rather pieces of cake, fruit, nuts, coins, and little toys, according to the History Channel. It wasn't until the 50s when candy makers began to promote their goods for Halloween. That candy became a staple on the trick-or-treating circuit. These days, 1/4 of all candy sold in the U.S. each year is purchased for Halloween. Now, the other list that I said something about the 1970s, and I was 68, born in 68. So I don't remember early 70s. Well, not a lot of early 70s, but my point is, we always trick-or-treated for candy, and I don't know if Lisa Colovi's still here, but we grew up in Queens, so we all remember and I'm not saying it to scare anybody, I'm saying it because it was fact. There was that whole razor blade in the apple scare, and that's what started the whole switch probably to candy, because I know that came up, and everybody was checking candy. Like my mother would go through my trick-or-treating bag, and if it came from someone we knew, she kept those separate. And you would go through everything and you would make sure that it was sealed. Like it was that scary. So I remember it was a big deal when we were younger. Hi, Sue McCully. Good to see you. Happy Halloween. We're doing some Halloween fun facts here tonight, taking a break from homesteading since we're actually on Halloween and I'm not dressed up. I know. Gwen says Halloween, Christmas, Valentine's Day, candy sales, and Easter. No kidding. Barb said kids don't seem to trick or treat like when I was a kid. Nowadays they go to stores and malls and trunk or treat. Yeah, and I wonder if like the trunk or treat and the going to neighborhoods that people is because of how the world is becoming. Like we would go to everybody's house. It wasn't just people we knew. We were hardcore. And my mother would be like, "It's time to go home," and we're like, "No, we're not done yet." It was funny. But yeah, I agree. And I think sometimes they do those events, like you said, trunk or treats and stuff like that, because they want to keep it safe for kids, so to speak. I don't know. I know here they do it because we're rural. And so the merchants do it to give back to the community, right? And it keeps them a part of the community. Like the library even does it, which is really fun because they do story time and all that, and they, excuse me, the kids from school do their research there. So it's really nice. And I know rural areas will do that, but when I grew up in Queens, I mean, we were just knocking on strangers' houses. My mother was walking with us, but like she would walk with her friends and we would walk with our friends, and then we would just keep going. Everywhere except door to door. Yeah. Gwen says our fire department does trunk or treat. Residents can go give out candy. That's cool. Where we used to live in Connecticut, now it was a rural town. We did not live in town. We often lived out of town. So there were neighborhood streets, right? And what they did, and I really like the way they did this, the streets were sectioned off, right? And that was to block cars so the kids could run. The kids could run and just go and not have to freak out, right? Because you got cars out there. They would block off the streets. The fire department would handle that. And then what they would do is one section over by the town hall, the older kids could throw eggs at each other, shaving cream, toilet paper. They could do all that nonsense that age group of kids does safely. And the resident, because we're in Connecticut, they have what they call resident state troopers. So you would have a state trooper barracks 2 towns over from us, and there would be a resident trooper, and he was the contact law enforcement. And what he did was he had a connection to those kids from working with them in the school and stuff like that, because he would often visit the school. So what he would do is, he didn't care what you were doing as long as you weren't destroying property. You were respectful of other people and didn't like shaving cream them for no reason. Like if you did it to your friend, that's one thing. But if you did it to a woman walking by with her kids, you were in trouble. And leave the little kids alone. And so it was really great because the kids had a good time and they could have the mess. And then the local pharmacy would do a collection. Because if you think about it, everybody in town who wasn't in town could donate to the houses that were giving out candy because they got a lot of kids. So we used to bring candy up there every year and it was really cool. And then our son would go trick-or-treating there. It was a lot of fun. Gwen says we only went on our block to those we knew. I get it. Smart. Barb says I've lived here for 18 years and always have candy in my porch light on and never have gotten a trick-or-treater. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, we just never lived in places where we got a trick-or-treater. The only place that we lived, no, I shouldn't say that. we would get trick-or-treaters, but we were very rural. Like, since forget the New York City times, like, since I'm in upstate New York, Connecticut, and so on, we never had trick-or-treaters. The only trick-or-treaters we ever had that came to our house were friends who had little kids, and they would drive them by and go trick-or-treating, like someone who had, like, a baby, that kind of thing, and so we would have something for them, so that was always fun. But we never get trick-or-treaters here either. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Happy Halloween. Gwen said I would get raccoons or possums if I put out candy. I love it. Okay, so back to the thing about to do the 1950s. All right, I said that. Pop culture has a big influence on Halloween costumes. Duh. I miss making costumes. We used to make them every year, so it was a lot of fun. My son was SpongeBob. He was Jeff Gordon, the race car driver. He was an ace of spades and an ace of hearts, flip side, right? Front and back. Very cool. He had some really cool costumes. He was a lion. We sewed brown corduroy because he was young, like still in diapers young, but walking. Sewed him a corduroy jumpsuit that had the snaps down the legs, so if we had to change him, and it had a hood with all the felt with the lion. He was a cow. His first Halloween, he was born in November, mid-November. So first Halloween was the following October. And he was a little cow. We got him a little cow outfit. And he was so sick that the only place he could go trick-or-treating was my next door neighbor in the city. It was so cute. And she was so sweet. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Annette says, I love dressing up when I worked in the school. Oh, yeah, that's fun. I dressed up when I was working. Well, I dressed up at a bunch of different jobs, but I dressed up when I worked in Rapid City, and I was, oh God, I don't know the name of it again. What is that show? It's driving. I'll show you the picture. I can't remember. Hang on a minute, because it came up in my memories today. Oh, now it disappeared. So October. What was that show with the circus? It was the creepy show. Glenn. Then there was one called Asylum. Oh, it's driving me crazy. I can't think of what it was. Heather said the youngest did mechanic coveralls, backpack, a black coil hose, and printed Ghostbuster patches. Oh, how fun! The last costume I made was Tinkerbell for Amanda in high school for the carnival. Oh, that's so fun. Creep Show. Thank you, Heather. I knew I could count on you guys. Annette said, I even dyed my hair jet black one year for my costume. So Creep Show. Hang on a minute, because I'm going to Google this. TV. I just got to look at the series and I'll know exactly. No. I think it was it Creep Show. No, it wasn't Creep Show. You were so close. Hold on. Not Glenn Close. What was her name? One season it was an asylum. Like one season it was a carnival. One season it was an asylum. One season, it was a witches. Was it Coven? Is that how you say that? Coven? Oh man, it's going to drive me nuts. American Horror Story. That's what it is. American Horror Story. So it was American Horror Story, and there was a character. Gwen, do you mind if I show it? Your picture? Because I think that's really, really cool. So I'll get back to Coven in just a minute. Or, I'm sorry, American Horror Story. American Horror Story. Okay. Okay, thanks. So here is Gwen's picture of her daughter's Tinkerbell costume. How cool is that? Love, love, love it. So I'm trying to find desperately trying to find the other one. So I can't remember the name of it. This is going to drive me nuts. Not Myrtle Snow. American Horror Story. Red. I want to say Red Doll character. No. Red Doll. Bear with me. Because it's just. Okay, I can't find it. So here. Milk and Honey said I was a gold miner as a kid one year. That's so cool. Yeah, I bet that bottom hem kept you going. So basically, it was a character on the show, and they had a doll, and the doll was all mutant looking. So basically, October 31st, 2020. Oh. 2020. There we go. So I made the costume of this doll, and she's got the head sticking out over there, a head sticking out on one side, and she had arms hanging out up top. It was just a weird looking doll. So that's what I did for work. It was pretty fun. I had some friends who did, I wonder if I have any closer pictures of it. No. Oh, hang on. Oh my gosh. So see, here was the doll head sticking out. And then, oops. And then the legs, that's a leg sticking out with the black and white stocking. It was from that American Horror show. I can't remember if it was Annabelle. I don't think so, but you could be right. Anyway, it was fun. But yeah, I made that cute outfit, and we walked around wearing that for work. My friend was the bearded lady, so it was pretty cool. Let's see here. What else? So pop culture, as we know. All right. What is America's favorite candy? America's favorite candy is what? Curious what you guys think. While we're waiting on your choices for America's favorite candy, circus peanuts are America's least favorite candy. I don't even know why they make them anymore. All right. I see. All right. So America's favorite candy is Reese's, the top candy, followed by M&Ms and hot tamales. M&Ms are my favorite. Plain old M&Ms are my favorite. Nothing fancy, nothing all fandangled, just plain old milk chocolate M&Ms. I do like dark chocolate more, but milk chocolate are my favorite. And I agree, those circus peanuts are disgusting. I don't know why they make them anymore. Let me see if I could find my other list. My grandma loves circus peanuts. Oh, that's funny. All right, so now I'm just going through my 4 million pages of open pages. Okay. Do, 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 do. Almost there. If not, I'm going to Google another one. I'm going to look up another Halloween fun fact because that one had different ones. What do you think of the fun facts so far? Do you want to keep doing these or no? Okay, super fun. You guys are liking it. All right, cool. Good. All right. Well, actually, then here, let's do some trivia questions. Let me see if I have this. What was the ancient Celtic fall festival that was a precursor? So you guys have to answer these now. What was the ancient Celtic fall festival that was a precursor to Halloween? I know, Heather, and I remembered watching that. That is so cool, Halloween Town. I'm going to try and keep this here so I can see it. Of course, there's the stupid ads. Ancient Celtic Fall Festival that was a precursor to Halloween. Gwen says All Hallows Eve. Barb says Renaissance Festival. I'm just typing in. Okay, so I'm going to put the answer in the chat, but I'm also going to say it. And the reason why is I looked up the pronunciation on it because I didn't get it right. It is Samhain, but that's how you pronounce it. It looks like Samhain, but it's Samhain. Marking the change of seasons, Samhain occurred on November 1st, but kicked off the evening before. On this night, the veil between this world and the next was thought to be especially thin. Okay, I'll do a bunch of these. How many bones are in the average human skeleton? How many bones are in the average human skeleton? Oh, I don't think I ever saw it, but I did remember hearing about it. Sandman, yes. I'm going to be watching a scary movie after this. I may be watching Jason, Michael Myers, or I don't know. How many bones in the average human skeleton? No Googling. Barb says 201. I know, Gwen. I'm right there with you. Last call. Most humans have 206 bones, although the body has 270 at birth. 1,000-ish. I love it. I love it. 320 Lisa Colovi, 300 for Gwen. So most humans have 206, although the body has 270 at birth that subsequently fuse to become 206. Think of your skull, right? Babies have that soft spot, it fuses together. Interesting. Maybe they've been broken. That's more bones, right? Yeah, exactly. All right. Where was the first citywide celebration of Halloween? What city? What state? If you want to throw a year in there, the first citywide celebration of Halloween. So it's city, state, and if you want to throw a year in instead, that's fine too. Citywide, first citywide celebration of Halloween. We should do homesteading trivia for next Friday. Let's see what we got. I wouldn't have been close either, Gwen. Don't you worry. I like Gwen's 1,000+. I think that's so funny. I agree. Evel Knievel probably had thousands. Gwen says no clue. Barb said New Jersey. Heather said Georgia. Lisa said Sale, so I think she meant Salem. It took place in Anoka, Anoka, Minnesota in 1921. Isn't that wild? When was Halloween first celebrated in the US? I'll give you the answer. Americans first celebrated the holiday in the 1840s when Irish immigrants fleeing potato famine brought the tradition with them to the US. So maybe that's why they were using turnips instead of potatoes and pumpkins. Let's see. Here's another, I'll give it as a fun fact rather than asking the question. This one says America's favorite Halloween candy for 2023 was Reese's, Snickers second, three-way tie for third between candy corn, Kit Kats, and M&Ms. Oh, I don't know if you guys will know this. Mr. Potato Head. Oh, if you could see these ads. Oh my God. I had my phone laying, horizontal mode, landscape. Crazy. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I gotta get a drink of water. I need oxygen here too. Talking too much. How is Laurie Strode related to the killer Michael Myers in the Halloween movie franchise? So that was Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween list of movies. How is she related to the killer Michael Myers? I remember when Mr. Potato Head was just the parts you furnished the potato. Wow. I don't remember that. I always remembered the plastic potato. That is so cool. Oh, I think I'm going to wait a minute. Oh, this stupid ad keeps coming up. I'm going to give it a second, but Barb's got something in there. Barb said sister. Annette says mother. Trick question is what the answer says. I have sister because I remember it being sister. But it's the answer online says the answer depends on the movie. Halloween 2, released in 1981, reveals that Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, is Michael Myers' sister. Later sequels followed suit until 2018's Halloween, a direct sequel to the 1978 original in which no family relation is mentioned. So in the 2018 movie Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, Laurie and Michael are unrelated. I'm going with sister. I didn't get one because Mama wasn't wasting potatoes. Oh, that's funny. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Which movie does the line, "Do you like scary movies?" come from? Which movie does the line, "Do you like scary movies?" come from? I remember that one. It's also a huge franchise. Hint, hint. Do you like scary movies? Not the Brady Bunch. Not Freddy either. Good guesses, though. Good guesses. Don't know. I'm not a scary movie person. I totally get it. The 1996 film Scream, where the phone voice, played by Roger Jackson, asked the question to Sidney Prescott. White House. In what state is it the norm for trick-or-treaters to receive full-size candy bars on Halloween? In what state is it the norm for trick-or-treaters to receive full-size candy bars on Halloween versus the mini ones? Heather, you should know this. Hint, hint. Barb says California. Annette says California. Milk and Honey says Alaska. Gwen says Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's Oregon. They're saying, in what state is it the norm for trick-or-treaters to receive full-size candy bars on Halloween? It's Oregon. Heather, can you confirm this for us? We'd like to know. Oh, excuse me. She goes, what, where? I don't know. That's what it says. It says, now this is an older article, but it says, according to the candystore.com, it is the norm for trick-or-treaters to receive full-size candy bars on Halloween. Maybe not when times are tough. I don't know. More like quarter sized. Yeah, I think times are tough. Let's see. What was the original purpose of bobbing for apples on Halloween? What was the original purpose of bobbing for apples on Halloween? Barb says hungry. Heather says not where I've taken my kids, LOL. We'll get the answer to this one, and then I'll go back and see if I can find out more about the full-size candy bar. Get the full-size candy bars. Get the kids on one spot for longer. The original purpose of bobbing for apples was fortune telling, specifically predicting whom a woman would marry. Goes back to that Halloween husbandry. Each apple represented a different suitor, and whichever apple the woman ended up biting was said to represent her future husband. So apparently, like throwing bouquets at weddings, we should just all be bobbing for apples if you want a husband. Gwen says, I got it. I got it. All right, let's go back to the Halloween candy one. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, page not found. So, of course, now I can't find out why. Sorry, guys. All right, I'll do a couple more because I'm at an hour. I'm going to do a couple more because I got to get up tomorrow and make a run for stuff down to the bulk order. And then also, I'm going to Harvey's. So here's a fun fact about the largest Halloween parade in the US, which is in Greenwich Village, New York, which is Manhattan. It's a section of New York City. At a mile long, the Village Halloween Parade in New York City is the largest in the country. It's known for its showcase of giant puppets, exotic costumes, and more. It's a wild night, that's for sure. I can only imagine what it looks like now. When we were kids and we used to go, oh my gosh. Of course I am, Gwen. Of course. It's the bulk store, the pop-up market is literally a few stores down from Harvey's. So I'm going there. Oh yeah. Lots of alcohol involved in the Greenwich Village parade festivities. I can tell you that right now. Lots of it. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's weird. Oh yeah, we gotta do this one. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's beads. There's all sorts of stuff. It's yeah, it's a lot of fun. Be prepared for it though if you go. I'm sure it's changed a lot. Name the haunted San Jose, California home that grew from 8 rooms to 160 rooms while owned by an eccentric rifle heiress. I'll say that again. Name the haunted San Jose, California home that grew from 8 rooms to 160 rooms while owned by an eccentric rifle heiress. Ooh, Net says Remington House. That's a good guess. I like that. Remington Mansion is what Gwen said. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll give folks another minute and then, or another few seconds. I'd love to see it. Yeah, I would too. 160 rooms. Winchester Mystery House. From 1886 until her death in 1922, Sarah Winchester, widow of William Wirt Winchester, continuously added on to her California home, which began as a modest farmhouse. Perhaps the spookiest feature of this labyrinth-like mansion, doors and stairwells that lead to nowhere. That's kind of funky. Winchester, dang it. Oh, shoot, LOL. Okay, let me see if I have any more. Let's see. Okay, we'll do 2 more. What celebrity was born on Halloween? Hint, think music. What celebrity was born on Halloween? It's possible, Heather. I don't know. It's possible. The Bang Bang House. What celebrity was born on Halloween? Manson. Okay, Barb said Manson. Heather said me. Is it your birthday today, Heather? Oh, just kidding. You stinker. It was in 1967 on Halloween. How about that? Celebrity was born on Halloween in 1967. Think music. Think musical artists. Vanilla Ice. Ice Ice Baby came into this world in 1967. Oh, that's a good guess. Gwen Kiss, Gene Simmons. I like that. All right, last one. Last one. Let me see if I can get a good one here. Let's see. How about... Okay, let's see if you guys get this. What address did the Munster family live at in the TV show The Munsters? What address did the Munster family live at in the TV show The Munsters? Careful, Lisa. Barb said 666. Annette says Boo Street. What address did the Munster family live at in the TV show The Munsters? Oh, no clue. 1313 Mockingbird Lane in the fictional area of Mockingbird Heights. So there you have it. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I thought it was fun to do something different, something, learn some really weird facts about Halloween and finding a husband, apparently. So good. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I'm going to get going, but I appreciate you all for being here. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I think the missus was in a Bonanza episode singing. Oh, good. Fun facts. Good night, everybody. Happy Halloween and have yourselves a great weekend. And we'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.